Hello, hi, my name is Sid. Thanks for joining me in my workshop. I'm going to take my Troy-Bilt Bronco and I'm going to take the blades off of it, sharpen them, and put them back on. I want to do this before springtime hits, so it's only mid-February at this point, but I'm getting a jump on my getting my equipment ready. I'm going to show you a step-by-step process on how I took these off and put these back on. It's fairly simple, and it might be a little bit easier than taking the whole deck off, putting the deck back on like they show you in the Troy-Bilt Bronco instruction manual. Anyway, if you enjoy this little broadcast, this presentation, please subscribe to my channel, Dr. Stewart Productions. If it comes in handy, please share with others. And again, thanks for joining me. And before we start unbolting these, there's a few things I want to show you and some things we got to do to this machine to get it ready. So let's go for it. Let's see how to do it. Okay, about ready here to try to crack that nut off the spindle underneath. I did a few things first to help me out and make it a little bit more simple. I put the front end on a pair of ramps I have. Then I also took the guard there and pulled it up with a couple bungee cords so it's out of my way. Then way down below here I put a clamp with a piece of wood. That way the blade, let me see, let me get a good picture of that blade. There it is. The blade is going to hit that clamp and hold that in place so I can pull. Because I'm going to pull from the right side to the left side. I've got to go counterclockwise to get that bolt off that spindle. I also took a couple pieces of scrap lumber and put in front of and behind the tires, both sides. Since I could not get to the spark plug cable to disconnect it from the engine, I went ahead and disconnected the battery. You see a lot of prep here. Yeah, but I want a safe job here. I want it safe. Then on the left side of the mower, I did two things. I put it in first gear or forward gear, and then I engaged the parking brake to help this thing become real stable. Now let's see if we can get that nut off, because I can't sharpen them unless I get that nut off. So let's see what happens. Okay, so we just popped those bolts off. Took us a little bit, and there's my two blades. I'm not going to replace those. I'm going to sharpen them and put them back. I'll probably take the rust off of them with a brush grinder and all that and grind them down. Got to smooth them out a little bit. That was a 15/16 socket. If you're lucky enough to have a braking bar, that's great. If you have a torque bar, that's even more perfect. I don't have the luxury of either one of those tools, so I had to huff and puff and get those off. There's the two bolts with the flanges on it, and I kind of messed up that one a little bit, so I'm going to have to grind down those edges and smooth that out a little bit. This one came out pretty easy. Okay. Anyway, so I'm going to grind these down, kind of sharpen them, put a smoother edge on it, and put those back on there. And thanks for joining me. It was a pretty good thing. Every year I try to sharpen the blades at least once, maybe twice if I'm lucky. Usually one time is all it takes for me. Anyway, wish you the best. And okay, the next step, we're going to take the blades and sharpen them, try to get a little bit of rust and crud off. I got a brush on one side and a grinder on the other side. You could take some other tools and maybe smooth that out a little bit right here. And I'm going to touch the back a little bit, then grind the front, and that's going to be it. Okay, so both blades are off. I put a nice edge on here that's a lot better than what was on there. That's pretty sharp. Now I get reversed process, connect the battery back and so forth, and we'll get it cranked and we'll see how she does.